has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting
Yes.
of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation.
When my brother, Tavis, held up two papers, one a letter from the leader of the Republican National Committee, one from the leader of the Democratic National Committee. These were words from persons who are a part of the liars, the deceivers, who have promised us. And what I said in my few minutes, you're not dealing with the real powers. That man can give you a promise that he can't fulfill because there are powers behind him that can undermine anything that he says. Go to the White House and get a promise from the president. He's not the power in America. He's a front man for power. So when you don't know who you're dealing with, you take the lies and deceit of these people into your heart. I am telling you, Black America, don't you believe the false promises of your former slave masters and their children. And that's why the Bible says we war not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness that is in high places. And none of us are sitting down with those boys that pull those strings. So any promise made by anyone else, don't pay it any mind.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans. If there was a banking crisis, then you target money for the banks. If there was a national disaster, you target your money for the national for disaster relief.
That's not how America works. We want to give those young people and young Native Americans like them the support they deserve. We have to invest in them and believe in them and love them.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works.
President Barack Obama has begun new initiatives aimed at helping young American Indians or Native Americans overcome the many challenges they face, from poverty to substance abuse.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works. And few have been more marginalized and ignored by Washington for as long as Native Americans, our first Americans.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works.
He said he wasn't going to go down by himself. He said he was going to expose everybody. And you know Bill Clinton was on that Epstein plane. Donald Trump was on that Epstein plane. Barack was on that Epstein plane. So they had to kill Epstein to control, conceal the sexual agenda. When Barack Obama got elected for president, I stood right up here on this podium, right here in the Gym Theater, almost 10 years ago, and I told y'all, Barack Obama is being put in office to distract black people long enough so white America can take everything we fought for and give it to the illegal aliens. Barack Obama was a kamikaze project. They used Barack Obama to play on your emotions, and y'all went for it. Y'all went for it. And what's going on with this transgender thing in public school? Uh-oh. Didn't I stand on this stage almost 10 years ago and told you that the homosexuality and the lesbianism that Obama was pushing in public school was not the real goal? The real goal was transgenderism. Why was the real goal transgenderism, Dr. Umar, and is transgenderism right now? Because if your daughter becomes a lesbian, and no disrespect to my lesbian sisters if you in here, I love all black women and all black people. And to be honest with you, most of my lesbian sisters, you just ain't been made love to right. That's what I mean, if we gonna be honest. you talking to a psychologist. Okay? Most black women come to lesbianism through abuse and abandonment by men. See that? Trauma. There's nothing that can heal that trauma better than for her to fall deeply in love with a real black man. Case solved. But your daughter being a lesbian, she can snap out of that maybe in a few years. Your daughter being a lesbian, she can still reproduce a child if she wants. Your son being a homosexual, he might snap out of it in a few years. Your son being a homosexual, he can still reproduce himself with a woman if he decides to have a child. But once your child decides, I want to be a transgender, now we're talking about surgery and hormone pills. And in case you don't know, when your daughter lays on that surgical table to get her gender reassignment surgery, they take her ovaries out. Oh yes, yes. They're gonna take Roxanne ovaries out. And guess what? When that 17-year-old girl is 37 and decides she wants to be a woman, maybe she becomes a born-again Christian, maybe she becomes a Pan-Africanist, whatever the case, she says, I want to have a husband and children. I'm tired of living like this. Guess what the doctor gonna tell her? You can't have no children. I mean, we can fix what we did down there, but you'll never get pregnant because part of the gender reassignment surgery is we take away your reproductive ability. When your son gets on that table, Zaire Wade, when your son gets on that table to get his gender reassignment surgery, brothers, y'all do know they remove his testicles. Yes, y'all didn't know that? Gender reassignment, they take the testicles out the boy in order to remake it into a vagina. So when he's 30 years old and Zaire Wade decides, I want to live my life as a man now, can't have no kids. And you know what's crazy? The white power structure of Missouri then brainwashed and intimidated you Negroes in here to letting your children decide if they want to be a boy or a girl. You done lost your damn mind. Black people don't do that kind of stuff. We do not do that. That is not African culture. Can somebody tell me, I need y'all to answer me a question, Kansas City. Your son not old enough to drive. He not old enough to vote. He not old enough to buy a car. He not old enough to join the military. But he old enough to decide at 5 and 6 that he wants to be a woman for the rest of his life. How did we get there, y'all? Listen, I specialize in child developmental psychology. That's what I studied my whole life. Do you know what the white folks teach you in child developmental psychology theory? That children don't know who they are. That children go through adolescence to find out who they are. That is the history of white psychology. So if that's what I was taught in grad school, can somebody tell me how in the hell in the past 10 years they didn't change it all up and said now 4 and 5-year-olds can make decisions on what they want to be today? And guess who's behind this whole thing? Listen. And I want my LGBTQRSTUVs to listen. Listen to me. When you go into a public school and teach first, second, and third graders who are not yet prepubescent, they are not at the point where their body is redeveloping itself to prepare to make children. These are prepubescent babies. Why does a prepubescent 6, 7, or 8-year-old need to know about LGBT? Listen. My 7-year-old don't need to know about gay or straight sex. They're not at the age for that. They're not at the age for that. But we're going to introduce it anyway under the disguise of LGBT equality. Pedophiles are funding the rainbow gangers. And the reason the are funding the rainbow gangers because the more the rainbow gangers sexually desensitize our children to sex at a young age, that helps the make an argument that children are old enough to decide to have sex with adults. Oh, that must not have been paying attention to the news. There's psychiatrists that are lined up right now to argue in front of the American Psychiatric Association when they get ready to put out a new DSM-6, the Diagnostical Manual of Mental Illness. You got homosexuals and pedophiles lined up saying, we're going to prove that a child is old enough to know that they are engaging in sexual behavior with them. You wonder why they trafficking our girls? Who is the #1 hottest commodity on the underground child sex trafficking market? 12, 13, 14-year-old black girls in the inner city. Yes, brothers and sisters. Yes. Yes. They sex trafficking our girls. And mothers, I'm going to come back to black women. I love all y'all, but sisters, y'all have to stop overly sexually objectifying yourself and your daughters. We gotta stop. Leave Suki Hana alone. I'm working on her. Hold on. But listen. Shut up! Listen. No, seriously though. Seriously though, my thing with the sisters who project the sexually unacceptable content in their music is if I come at them with some hard Garvey, you need to stop this, I'm a loser. I gotta meet them where they at and try to connect with them. Because my hope is that one day Suki Hana will wake up and say, you know what? Dr. Umar right. I'm gonna take all these girls who've been following my music and remix this into some black power, respect the black woman shit. That's what I'm trying to get them to do, brother. But what I'm telling y'all is the age of sexual majority in most American states is 16. Y'all know that. In most American states, if your daughter is 16, she can cohabitate with whoever she wants and they cannot be arrested for statutory. And guess what? America is actually doing better than other countries, although trifling, because in many countries, the age of sexual majority is 14. In many countries, girls as young as 12 can still legally be married off to grown men. Yes, they want to bring that to America because they do not want to have a repeat of the Epstein situation. See, Jerry Epstein was assassinated in prison by the power structure because he said he wasn't going to go down by himself. He said he was going to expose everybody. And you know Bill Clinton was on that Epstein plane. Donald Trump was on that Epstein plane. Barack was on that Epstein plane. So they had to kill Epstein to control, conceal the sexual agenda. See, most are rich white males. It's true. 85% of all online is white male. Now you know why the black girls never make the Amber Alerts. Now you know why the police never go searching for the black girls who get kidnapped. Because who's the customer? A rich white privileged billionaire. They're the ones paying for our girls to get snatched and kidnapped. And guess what? The foster care system is complicit. Department of Health and Human Services is complicit. The U.S. government is complicit. Yeah, they bring in migrants to America to replace blacks, but that ain't the only reason why they bring in migrants to America. Remember all those children was being separated from their parents at the border? You think that was a coincidence? They needed those babies for the underground trafficking market. And you know what I'm trying to figure out? A black girl is disproportionately more likely to be sexually trafficked. A black girl in foster care, about 60% of them will end up being sexually trafficked. Why does child sex trafficking still have a white girl's face when black girls suffer from it the most? And guess what? The black church is complicit. I'm getting reports from black parents about pastors who are molesting children and everybody turning the other way because he's the representative of Satan on earth. Protect the girls, black mother and black father. But black mother, because most of our kids are raised by the mother alone. If you don't have your daughter's boyfriend's name, driver's license copy, school ID, if you don't have a license, you better know his address and you better have went to meet his parents. You don't let your daughter go visit no boy. If you don't know, he might be a trafficker. He might be a trafficker. He might be a trafficker. And you know what's so sad? A lot of our boys are becoming slave trafficker assistants because they can't make no money. So these white men are coming to Kansas City and say, hey bro, you want to make some money? I tell you what, bring me. He don't tell her that he's going to sell it. He just say, I'm looking for a woman of this type. The young boy don't know this is for sex trafficking. He don't know once you introduce them, she being kidnapped, you never going to see him again. He said, I give you $20,000. You bring me a 15-year-old who meet this description. Yeah. Our own boys are selling their own sisters. Not blood sister, but community sister, because they need some money. Money is not the root of all evil. Not having no damn money is the root of all evil, brothers and sisters. So mothers, you gotta have the IDs. Mothers and fathers, you know what else? Y'all have to stop letting y'all children hang with kids y'all don't know. You understand? Your daughter got 5 good friends. You better have met the mother, been to the house, know the phone number, know the address. You can't afford it no more because your daughter's friend's father might be a sex trafficker. And guess how much money they're making off black girls in the sex market? One black girl, 12 years old, can yield $200,000 a year. Do you know what that means? 5 black girls, you're a millionaire. 5 black girls, you're a millionaire. And guess what? Because the drug market is being crushed so heavily by DEA and ATF, most of the drug boys are going over into sex trafficking. And black women, y'all need to be careful too. Especially my little petite sisters. Might want to eat a little bit more potatoes and some butter. No, y'all see the videos. You out jogging, broad daylight, Kansas City downtown, you jogging, and a van pull up right next to you in broad daylight. 2 men jump out, grab you, throw you in the van, keep going. Sisters, be careful, and I hope to God none of y'all have to take public transportation at night in order to get home or go to work. It's too dangerous. I hope all y'all licensed to carry, and I pray you carry it. I hope you got a knife, some pepper spray, a cross, whatever you need. But y'all gotta be careful out here. And black women, I know you out shopping for Christmas gifts. Do not take the little kids with you, because you're not gonna pay attention to them. You're caught up in the capitalism. Your little 5-year-old daughter, you turn away from her one time in that crowded mall downtown Kansas City, you turn back, she been snatched. Holiday season is one of the top seasons for child sex trafficking kidnappings. I'm telling you now, leave the kids with the aunt, the uncle, the daddy. Don't take them shopping if you can't pay attention to them, because the sex traffickers are everywhere. And guess what else? 60% of all black girls sexually trafficked knew their trafficker. That's it. It's a war on black folks. The problem is we not fighting back. And black mothers keeping your daughters away from their father, later for that. You can't afford that no more. Girls need their dad, if nothing else, to protect them. No more of that. No more of that. I don't know why we can lay down and make these kids, but we can't stand up and raise them together. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. If y'all done with each other, move on. But I'm trying to understand how y'all done with each other, but y'all keep making babies every 6 months and y'all don't even like each other. Control your damn cookie jar.